Okay, we're live here in Austin, Texas. I've got Kevin Milani on the line with us. How you doing, Kevin?
Hey, doing well. How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm great. I'm glad to be here at your building, spending time with you. We are up on the 36th floor right now of the Bowie building. Did I pronounce that right, Kevin?
It's either Bowie or Bowie.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
one of those. It's one of the more exclusive buildings down here in downtown Austin. And Kevin has recently moved to Austin. Kevin is a traffic expert, probably one of the more qualified traffic experts out there on the internet right now. And I just wanted to share kind of Kevin's Austin story with you guys and let you know a little bit about him. Kevin, where did you come from?
I grew up in Oregon, spent 10 years in New York City, and I've been traveling all over the country. But unlike you, I haven't been all over the world, just all over the U.S.
Well, not yet. I know you've got big aspirations for travel, you and your wife. And how long have you been in Austin now?
Just since November. And
fantastic
city for online marketers in general.
It really is. It really is. So how's your experience been so far?
It's been really good. I've just been really trying to network in this town. I've met a lot of great people. Trying to find some people that are at my level in different areas of internet marketing, so I can just kind of grow my craft in those, especially in areas where I'd like to learn a lot more, like content and copywriting, things like that. Just kind of
sure. And where would you say your USP or your expert
paid
level
traffic
lies?
is exactly where I do excel. All the paid traffic sources. I started off with Google AdWords, display, Bing, all the search traffic, and then I've since expanded to just any paid traffic source. I used to do SEO, but don't do that anymore, and don't do social or anything else. So I'm very, very specialized.
Okay. I'm outside at the pool right now, at your pool. Let's see if I can do a little glimpse of it there in the back end here as I find a place to kind of balance the phone there. And so you've been here in Austin a little while. You're really good at paid traffic and social media traffic. You know, a lot of the people watching this are kind of just getting started in marketing. What are some of the things that you would tell someone that's got a website up now and they're looking to get traffic rolling to it?
Probably the easiest thing for anyone that's just starting is to start with some of the newer traffic platforms or some of the less expensive platforms where you can get a win on much lower budgets. Like Facebook is one of those. And Yahoo Gemini can be really good. Bing ads is always really good for someone who's trying to learn search. I'd stay away from more mature platforms like AdWords, especially because it's extremely hard to get that one right unless you have huge budgets and a lot of expertise.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I mean, look what we're doing here with Blab. Blab's going to have plenty of interesting traffic coming on. I've had to block 2 people from joining this call before I locked the seat down. But it's always when you're on the new platform that there's an opportunity to actually have a win, where a lot of times if you try and go after Google AdWords right out of the gate, you're going to get your ass handed to you for, and end up with some big traffic bills and probably not a converting campaign.
A piece of advice that my uncle gave me when I first started digital traffic 10 years ago was to really focus in on something, become really good at something. So I decided to become good at AdWords and paid search. Well, nowadays, if you look around the landscape, you have Pinterest ads, you have Twitter ads, you have some of these newer ad platforms that are reasonably priced, and you can really go out there and learn how to become the best of the best at those platforms and carve out a little niche for yourself. Once you've done that and you can get to bigger clients, it's actually a good way to get in with any client almost, because there's a ton of potential clients out there that don't run on those platforms and don't have anybody that knows how to run those platforms. So you can get your foot in the door, and after that, you can start to pick up some more platforms. So it's it's a good way to kind of get your feet wet and to start doing some online advertising. Of course, if you have your own business and you're doing it for yourself, that can work too. I find that it's a lot of these platforms get to be so difficult that the people that do it themselves rather than hiring it out are really doing themselves a big disservice.
Right. It can actually become your full-time job, just focusing on traffic instead of actually working on your business.
Not doing it as well as it could be done. And, we regularly see clients come in and you're getting a 300% improvement or 500% improvement over a year. And it's just like,
Now you do, what happens when someone comes to you, initially you'll spend some time auditing their campaigns. If they already exist, and like, what are some of the things you might do for someone right off the bat in order to get them?
So basically, with really quick improvements, I just look to cut waste. So first thing is like where just look at all the reporting and all the analytics and find out what types of things are not converting or not giving us sales, and let's try to cut some of that stuff out, and then pull those out of the campaigns. And then look at the places where you are doing well. Let's say, okay, let's try to get more of this. If something's doing great, well, how can I get more of that? And the combination of those two things is kind of a really good starting point. That's usually the first step I take when I take over a campaign, is just optimizing or improving what's already there. But then there's a whole other piece which is way more complicated, building out a whole new architecture.
Right. And you've also mentioned to me before, like, when companies have come to you, they've been targeting certain cities across the US, and you'll actually go ahead and target the entire nation, but do some plus and minuses.
Yeah, that's
something you can share.
We do a lot with geography, and that's been extremely powerful for us, is to just kind of utilize geography as a big differentiator, because you'll find a 24 varies by geography in campaigns. And so if you bid up the places that are working well and bid down the places that aren't working so well, you can end up with some pretty big improvements in your campaign just based on that. And the same with day parting. With day parting, you can get pretty big improvements, cutting out the parts of the day that don't convert, which is usually like in the middle of the night, or sometimes it really depends on the category. Some categories are great in the middle of the night, like insomnia drugs.
Yeah, like insomnia.
Exactly. So
fantastic. Cool, man. And so you've been here in Austin for a while. Why
basically,
Austin? Why did you come here?
The agency I work for is headquartered here. So MC&Q Digital.
And what agency is that?
And they've been here 35 years. It began as a traditional radio TV agency, and I had my own agency for 8 years. And they bought me out and brought me into their in-house, into their larger traditional agency, and we formed MC&Q Digital. So,
right, I had lunch with you and Ben a couple of weeks ago, and Ben's a dinosaur in this industry, man. He knows everybody. Not much like you know everybody, but he knows everybody.
Yeah, I know nothing.
He goes back more like Ogilvy and Shia Day.
Yeah, and then he got connected with all the internet marketers back in the 90s. Yeah, back when it all first started, and he's been around ever since. So, yeah, I didn't get the internet marketing game until 2006. And before that, for 10 years before that, I was in New York City doing I was in a traditional marketing think tank. So I was more of the Madison Avenue type.
Okay. Yeah, fantastic. So, well, that's about all I got for today, man. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know we've been trying to get this scheduled for a while, and we finally were able to get together, and maybe we'll take a dip in the pool here for a minute. But just going to get back to some of this Austin sunshine. It's Friday afternoon. Traffic's gridlocked. Can't think of a better place to be than downtown right now.
It's fantastic. And South by Southwest is going to be here any day now. Yep.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Cool.
Cool, buddy.
Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.